Deebo Samuel is easily one of the hottest names on the market right now. A bunch of playoff teams are looking to acquire a player with his caliber. And when you look at his ability, his versatility, he's a guy that can fit on any football team. Being a Swiss Army knife, can excel both at wide receiver, or you can line him up in the backfield. He can run multiple different positions. He's got great physicality at 6 foot, 215 pounds. Definitely plays bigger than his size suggests, right? He's a bulldozer after the catch. Had an off year, but this dude can be elite in pretty much any system. Now, there are a bunch of different teams that are making him top priorities in this year's offseason. Now, one of the teams that are really locked in on Deebo Samuel is no other than the Washington Commanders, one of the most dominant teams of last season. But also, CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans are another team who have quote-unquote significant interest in the 49ers wide receiver, and he could very well be a Texan or a Commander in the next few days. Now, in this video, what I wanted to do was real quickly break down some of his film from the past season and show you exactly what you'd be getting in a guy like Deebo Samuel. Now, before we get into that, I also want to break down some of his strengths and weaknesses as a player coming into 2025. Now, the first thing that you can talk about is obviously the versatility, which we mentioned for a second there, right? The Swiss Army knife type of guy. You can line up in the backfield, the slot, the X, you can line up everywhere, right? The physicality, he's a bulldozer. He can make plays after the catch. That is something that everyone has loved about Deebo Samuel thus far in his career. He's got great speed. He's got really good explosiveness. He can get in and out of his breaks extremely well. And he had a 4.48 40-yard dash, way back in the day. But this is a guy who can really stretch the field. He's got great football IQ. And, that's something you need if you're going to play in a Kyle Shanahan offense. But I think if he's going to come over here to Washington, I think that IQ is really going to help him get involved early and often. And he's also very, very clutch. I know he's coming off a really bad season, but don't let that scare you from his overall capabilities. I think this dude could be a stud either in Washington or with CJ Stroud in Houston. Now, here's a play that pretty much shows us the speed, the explosiveness, the versatility, the physicality after the catch. This is a guy who's just explosive. Now, right here, we're going to see a topside dig over the middle of the field, and then we're going to break out into a wheel route here for Deebo Samuel. Now, the first thing that we're going to notice is the topside wide receiver, I believe Ricky Pearsall, is going to do a good job kind of forcing this DB to follow him. And once Brock Purdy sees that, well, now we have open space for Deebo, right, getting out into that wheel. So as he breaks open, look at this. We're going to see him make a man miss before he even catches the football, right? This guy's going to lower the shoulder and try to knock this ball loose, but he completely whiffs because Deebo jumps inside before catching the football, and then boom, there he goes. You're not catching this man if you're a linebacker in open space. This is a great job by Deebo, a great route, even better decision making here by Brock Purdy. Great throw, and then the ability to hop back inside, make that man totally miss, and then have that breakaway speed to run into the end zone for a touchdown. I love Deebo Samuel, and I do believe the Washington Commanders would be an epic fit. Now, before we get any further into the video, guys, do me a big time favor. Do you think that Deebo Samuel would be a good fit on the Washington Commanders, or do you think he would fit elsewhere? Let me know in the comments, but more importantly, hit the like button if you like this type of video. And if you want more Commanders breakdowns throughout the entirety of this season, all you gotta do is let me know in the comments. Also, subscribe to the channel. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And we will be breaking down the Washington Commanders throughout the entirety of the offseason, free agency, anyone they sign, we got film analysis, anyone they draft, film analysis, and anyone they trade for, film analysis. If you guys want some Deebo Samuel film when he gets traded, if he gets traded to the Commanders, let me know. And let's kind of dive back into the film. Now, again, one of my favorite things here about Deebo Samuel is that physicality, right? We said earlier that he's 6 foot, 215 pounds, but plays a lot bigger than his size suggests, right? Well, this play is going to show you that. His bulldozing ability after the catch is something any team would love to have. So right here, we're just going to run a little bit of this in route over the middle of the field, and I want to show you something. When he catches this football, right, when I show you this screenshot, what do you think happens right here? You got 1, 2, 3 Dolphins pursuing him, right? And obviously, since I said he's a lot bigger, plays a lot bigger than he actually is, right? You would probably say, all right, he's probably going to get a touchdown. But if I didn't say anything and I showed you this screenshot, you would say, all right, well, we'd probably go down at the 5-yard line. Look at this, bulldoze, put that left shoulder down, breaks the first tackle, breaks another tackle, and then drives into the end zone for a touchdown. How? How is this possible for a guy who's only 6 foot, 200? I mean, that is, listen, that's a big wide receiver. But at the same time, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but has that ability to make plays after the catch, man. Deebo Samuel is, you know, didn't have the best season, but this is a guy that can make an impact right away. Now listen, I get it. A lot of people, when they look at these numbers here, they would say, all right, the Commanders need to be better on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, 22 in points allowed per game. You got 29 in fourth down conversion percentage allowed, 27 in opposing red zone scoring percentage allowed, 27 in touchdowns allowed per game. The defense needs to get better. But when you look at the passing stats for this season, right, ranking 26th in pass play percentage. Now, a lot of that number is skewed because they were able to go up early in games and just run, right? However, we don't want to be predictable. We want to be able to pass the ball more and have versatility. We want to throw that ball more, right? More pass yards per game. We want just to be better. And I think Deebo Samuel is such a good underneath target for a guy like Jaden Daniels that can make plays happen after the catch. But this Commanders team is not far from being a Super Bowl contender. And obviously, when we look at the depth chart right now here for the Commanders, De'Ami Brown is a free agent. Zacchaeus is a free agent. Noah Brown is a free agent. Jamison Crowder, free agent. KJ Osborne, who I honestly didn't even know was on this team, is a free agent, leaving them with Terry McLaurin and Luke McCaffrey as the only wide receivers currently signed for next season, which obviously is a major concern. I think they'll do a really good job replacing some of these guys, bringing guys in, and maybe, just maybe, Deebo Samuel is one of them. Now, there are some pretty big holes in this team right now. Like, for example, they do need an edge rusher. Dante Fowler's potentially becoming a free agent, right? Cleveland Farrell's potentially going to be gone. They could definitely use someone off this edge to help out. Bobby Wagner, are they going to bring him back for another year? Jeremy Chin, another big-time player from last season, are they going to bring him back? Noah Ibnogany, a nickel, right? They need to, really come in here and make some moves. Derek Forrest, I know he didn't play too much. But there's some guys on this roster that they might need to bring back. Is Deebo Samuel worth it to go out and trade for? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, turn on post notifications. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Deebo to Washington. I think it's going to happen, man. Peace.